perfectly blacked out, so you can't even see what emotion. That's awesome. It's like a cool Watchmen thing. Yeah. Lighting is not great, unfortunately. It is late, so that usually lets in some more light, but look at that. Oh, this sun is really nice, actually. Hold on. Oh, lame. All right, look at this. Isn't that nice? That's very nice. Like that's a nice natural sun glow. So, excuse the formalities here. Today we're taking a look at my complete Marvel Legends collection. That's right. This is an unofficial episode of Renzo's Junk. This is something I've been meaning to film for a while, but I don't have enough space to do this. Who knows? I might actually go back and redo this in the future, but right now, I want to show off my Legends figures, because I've got quite a few of them, and I figured that this is the kind of the best way to just run through it, and if anyone joins and has any questions, we can talk about that. So this is the comic book area, where I keep most of my comic Legends. You can see it's also, well, it's a bit scattered right now. You've got some Fort Shite, you've got some Black Series, whatever. You got some miscellaneous things here and there, but like this is majority of my Legends. So I kind of separated out in a bit of a weird. I have a bit of a weird way to go about it. So we have, this is essentially villains and heroes. It's a bit of mixed of both, and you can tell by my display it's very disjointed, very unorganized. There's no real order to things. You know, Cap being up front makes perfect sense, but then you've got like, why is Lady Deathstrike next? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I would get a stabilizer. I don't have a stabilizer, so you have to just deal with this really shaky nonsense. So I'll try to be as polite as I possibly can. That's well, still a bit shaky. That's better. Okay, so this is, you know, my top shelf. You got some goodies in there. You've got that old Ant-Man I spent like almost $50 on, and he ended up not really being worth it, but oh well. Got some Baths in here. You got Ursa Major and Armadillo. Those are two interesting. Armadillo being the Bath for the No Way Home wave is still very, very strange to me. But Ursa Major is a pretty good Bath. Actually, Armadillo Man is still pretty good too. But like, yeah, MODOK's pretty sick. I'm glad I was able to find him because I really like MODOK. Red Hulk, Thanos. There's the Thing there. Some good figures here. There's some that I'm not as fond on. You've got like the 80 years Wolverine down there. You've got Zemo. You've got the Fantastic Four, I think. Yeah. I always forget that I actually did buy the woman. She's not particularly interesting, but you know, I got Reed, I got Johnny, Ben, and then Sue. I'm actually surprised I remembered all that. Classic Wanda, very good figure. Hand Ninja's just up here doing whatever the heck he wants. Kang, very, very good figure. I'm glad I was able to get my hands on him before he becomes like super important in the MCU. My Dormammu figure is a bit frigged, so his leg is actually, let's see if I can move him. No, be very careful. I don't want to knock anything over. So his leg is actually fairly loose. If you see that, it's just kind of going back down, which was pretty disappointing. I could get a new one, but honestly, he's a pretty good figure. But I actually didn't get the entire bad guy wave. The only one I didn't get, or the only three actually. Hood, Arcade, and hello, Okoto. Welcome to the stream. Hood, Arcade, and freaking the God Hand Doom, or whatever the frick he's, not God Hand, that's Berserk. Is it God Hand Doom? I don't remember. But either way, there's some goodies in here. There's a lot of iron. Did I just step on something? Oh, I just stepped on wires. Okay, good. There's some goodies in here. You know, that War Machine, still a very good figure. A lot of Iron Man figures. I don't know why. I'm not even a particularly, like, an Iron Man guy. But, like, let's see here. We've got... there's Centurion up there, which, very good figure. There's Stinger, who's pretty cool. She's not Wasp, but the comic Wasp is quite expensive. They might re-release her at some point. And then we got War Machine, Stealth Suit Iron Man, Modular Iron Man, and then we got AI Iron Man back there, and then we have Riri, and then I think that's it actually, unless I'm missing one. No, I think that's it. I'm like looking around. Gambit is the only X-Men figure I have besides the Wolverine, and I'll be honest, he's probably like the least. He's not even like a figure that I really want on the shelf, honestly. I might actually take him down because I'm not an X-Men guy and I don't know anything about Gambit. The only reason why I even bought him to begin with is because he was freaking he was like brand new and I found him at Toys R Us and I thought it was a cool deal, but nah, I don't really need him. If anyone wants a Gambit figure, I'll hook you up. There's Doom in the back, She-Hulk. Fun fact, my She-Hulk came with a weird gimped up hand, so instead of like being like a normal fist like this, her fingers are like cut in half. It's really... Actually, I might be able to show you guys, because I actually have this down here. Oh, don't kick the lamp. I have this thing down here, and I'll show you what's in there in a bit. Falcon, you know, just a bunch of interesting... I got some AIM guys here. AIM Trooper, who I actually got from the AIM Trooper pack from freaking Hasbro Pulse, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on one because those army builders go for... I'm very sad I missed out my chance to get a Skrull and an Shield Trooper pack because honestly they're great. This guy's not very good, the green guy, but this Cap is probably one of the best probably one of the best Legends figures I have. Same with Ultron, like Red Skull, they're all pretty damn good. There are some figures missing here because they're actually out in the other room for Super Pals, which I'm still working on, by the way. God Emperor Doom. Thank you, Aid. It's not God Hand Doom. Weird. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I like my display. I don't like my display. It's very all over the place. I definitely need to go through and reorganize everything. But I like my collection overall. I think it's quite sizable. But now moving on down here, we've got this shelf is just in shambles. It's a big mess. So I'll go over it as concise as possible. It's kind of dark. I wish there was more lighting to light this up here. But there's Stiltman back there, who I might be giving away soon. I don't think I'm going to keep Stiltman, but he's a very cool Baff. I really like him. There's Vulture, and then another Vulture. So that's classic Vulture and freaking Ultimate Vulture. I like both of them. I found this Vulture at a Toys R Us, like right as they were phasing that wave out, and I'm glad I got him because I really wanted just a classic Vulture, because Vulture's kind of rad. And then Ultimate Vulture is pretty cool. I actually got him before Christmas. I got him with a 2-pack. Actually, let me see. Here he is. Yeah. So this little Spider-Man, and I like this guy a lot. He's very small, and I was not expecting him to be... I thought this was just going to be a pizza Spidey, but I'm actually very glad that this guy is different because he's just a really small Spider-Man, and I kind of like that. So I usually go ahead and put him up here, kind of like he's like the Avengers Spider-Man, which it's just kind of a fun thing I do because I have like I usually put the retro Spider-Man down here, and then I usually put him up here just for fun. But like I said, this whole shelf is going to go through a new process, but I do like the idea of hanging some characters up, like Johnny's being hung up. It's kind of unorganized, and I think I might put another person like right there and there, but the Vultures being hung up like that is fun. I like that. You know, there's Prowler in the very back hiding. He's quite hard to see. You can kind of see him. Morlun, Morbius are right beside each other. Hydro Man and Sandman are right beside each other. Most of the Spider-Verse guys are kind of shoved in next to each other. There's a very disorganized shelf we see here. You know, you got Cyborg Spider-Man, 2099, Miles, Big Time Suit. There's Gwenom back there for some reason. Big Venom, which was actually my third Marvel Legends figure. The Big Venom Deluxe. That's pretty fun. There's Phage, Shriek. Jonah, just randomly thrown in there. There's PS4 Miles, and right now he's going here because I really like him. Until we get like an actual comic Miles, like an actual comic Miles, like a new comic Miles on a new body, that's where he's gonna stay, I think. Hobgoblin, he's actually my recent buy, so that's why he's not like posed up anywhere. Carnage. Oh, so I'll show this off. This is my custom MJ. Why isn't the camera focusing? Hello? Well, you're just not gonna focus? Okay. Well, the camera's being a bit pain in the ass right now. I guess that's good enough. This is my custom MJ using the Claire Temple body. There's some differences, you know, the skin tone, you can even tell from the neck, not great. I need to repaint it or I need to cover it up with something because the skin tone does not match. However, I used Black Widow hands and I think they actually look really nice. I think they fit very well into scale and I think the body works very well for an MJ. It does make her a bit taller. Which could be seen as a plus or a negative because she's actually way taller than Gwen, who I also have just laying down on the ground. But I kind of like that there's like a size difference there. By the way, good lord, getting that head onto the peg was like impossible. It's like it was a process. I mean, a responsible person probably would have dremeled the top of the head to fit the ball, but I didn't do that. So, and I don't really care about Claire Temple, so I didn't really need her. I only got her because I wanted to use the Luke Cage body, who I actually do have Luke Cage, but I don't know. I think he's just in the bin. I'm pretty sure I just tossed him in the bin. Yep, Gwen broke her neck. There she is. Great figure, though. I mean, this Gwen figure still holds up really well. Not her neck, but overall, still a pretty great figure. We need more figures like this. I'm gunning for an Aunt May figure in the future. I know that sounds lame, but, like, honestly, I would pay. See, so you can kind of see the size difference there. Well, there's a bit of perspective going on here, but Gwen is much shorter than MJ, which I don't know how accurate that is, but whatever. I think it's fine. Hammerhead, Webman, Symbiote Spidey. I know this amazing figures just laying on the ground, but honestly, he's definitely like one of the highlights of the collection. I definitely need to have like a kind of split up into sections. You know, I need to have like the way I always kind of picture it is like Symbiote Spider-Man pairs really well with like Black Cat and Daredevil, in my opinion. And then, like, regular Spidey pairs up really well next to Sandman or Vulture. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I always like to think that. There's just some random miscellaneous crap. You got Green Goblin Glider, Hobgoblin Glider, Shocker Effect. Spider-Ham's just laying on the floor. There's this is Peter Parker with his head ripped off. There's Toxin in the back. Kingpin, Mysterio, Frogman, who's leaping. Actually, Frogman is being miraculously held up by the stand there. I'm actually shocked he's got such thick thighs. You know, this guy's got medial thighs. He does not fall down, which is pretty great. Green Goblin, who's just kind of floating there. It doesn't make any sense because I took his glider off. Then we got my custom Norman Osborn. And this was the first, like, custom Marvel Legends figure I ever did. And by custom, I mean I literally went to Toys R Us, spent $30 on that Charles Xavier pack where he comes with the chair from the old X-Men comics. It was $30, so it was basically on clearance. And yeah, I bought it, threw the chair away, and then just put the Norman Osborn head on there. Because Norman Osborn, super important dude. I mean, look at him. He's great. He's creeping on Gwen for some reason. Spider-Gwen, don't know why she's all the way over here, but you know what? That's fine. And then there's Black Cat, who's not a very good Black Cat figure. And Electro. How could we forget Electro? And Negative's own Spidey, who is probably one of my least favorite Spider-Man that I own. So that's honestly about it for all the comic figures. I mean, it's a pretty sizable collection, you know. Nothing to write home about, but it's nothing to sneeze at either. It's quite hefty. I use the Professor X figure for Victor Von Doom, only find out Victor head doesn't fit too well. Oh, hey, Otto, how's it going, man? Yeah. I mean, that Charles pack was, like, super cheap, so... And if we go down here, we've got two stragglers. We've got the Venom Pool Bath, who I honestly don't know where to put. I don't know where to, I don't know where to, if she should go in the Spider-Man shelf or in the, like, Avengers shelf. I have no idea where this dude should go. Great bath, though. I remember this was actually, was it my first bath? I'm pretty sure this was my first bath. I might be mistaken. Yeah, I think this was my first bath, and I really like this guy. He was such a fun experience to build. The Venom wave, who would have guessed? But also Venom Cap, who should probably just go on the Venom shelf, or the not the Venom shelf. If I had a Venom shelf, yeah. Who's a pretty cool figure, Walmart exclusive, not bad. And then the rest of these are Fortnite. We're not gonna go into this. Well, actually, why not, right? I know I said this was just a Marvel Legends stream, but we'll might as well take a look at just Hasbro Ings in general. Oh, almost forgot. This guy is down here, just randomly. The Pulse Venom. He looks even cooler than I thought he'd look. Yeah, this guy's mean. This is a mean figure. I really, really like him. Definitely one of my favorites. Sorry, I'm a little plugged up right now. I don't know why. Okay. So, let me take a knee. This is my Fortnite shelf. It's slow going, but I actually have all of the mainline released figures as of now, I want to say. Yeah, besides, you left Venom on the radiator. No, he's not on the radiator. The radiator is right there. He's next to the radiator. He's sitting on this little storage bin that I have here. Thank goodness. I would not leave him on the radiator. And these guys are pretty great. I like this line a lot. I really do. I genuinely very much enjoy this line. Some figures are better than others. Jules is not very good, but Tiantina is pretty great. I definitely need to talk about these guys more because these guys are genuinely solid figures with a bunch of random crap thrown in the back there. And then Chaos Agent, I didn't even bother standing him up. He's just laying down on the ground because he was actually my newest. I wasn't even planning on getting Chaos Agent, but then I was in a store. And I was like, you know what? Maybe. I definitely need to get my hands on Deo and Siona. I kind of am an avid Fortnite fan, honestly. I mean, I play it like almost every day, which is kind of cringe, but it's true. All right, going down. Ugh. You're going to see some weird inconsistencies here. This is basically my Star Wars shelf, where all but like 4 figures are standing because I was moving them around and shit. We do have a Rogue who is not even a Star Wars character. Well, of course, we've got Peter Venkman just on the ground. We got Moff Gideon in the back, also the Captain America thing. I just don't know where to put it right now, so I'm just leaving it out. I should probably find a better place to store that. We've got Typhon Boba. He's the best thing I can get until the throne room Boba, so that's good enough for now. Like I said, Moff Gideon in the back. He is tiny. I don't really like him that much. The carbonized heavy infantry Mando, or Paz Vizsla. Love this guy quite a bit. He's here to bust the Force Ghosts. He's a pretty cool figure. He's ridiculously overpriced for some reason, but oh well. My favorite Jedi Venkman. Of course, we got Mando himself. Always a decent figure. I remember this guy popped up on Big Bad Toy Store. I got super excited about that, and I grabbed him. Who also was holding, well, there it goes, holding the Darksaber. I almost kind of want to go in there and actually do some repaints because honestly, I feel like it could be a lot better. All right. By the way, one of my favorite Star Wars figures of all time is going to be Fennec. I'm not even like a huge Fennec fan, but goddamn, this figure is so good. Like, I'm shocked I like her as much as I do because it is such a solid figure in terms of movement and like look. It's so cool. Vader in the back, obviously, he's doing a Vader pose. There's a prequel clone trooper for no reason. And then we've got Jedha Patrol Trooper, who, by the way, I thought was from Mando, but is actually from Rogue One, who I had no idea. My regular trooper, and by the way, both my troopers have something, haven't seen Book of Boba Fett yet. Oh, you gotta watch it. It's interesting. Both my troopers have something wrong with them. So this one has like a malformed back, and I don't know what's going on here. Something about the plastic like molded the body in a weird way. But then this trooper's pretty good from the body-wise, but his helmet is kind of frigged. If you look at it head-on, you can kind of see that this side is a little bit more pulled in. It's really strange. This is pretty common with the troopers. It seems like just the way that they glue the head down. It's very strange. So, not a fan of that. Of course, we have Cad Bane himself. Love this guy. I spent the right amount of money on this guy right when I needed to because his price was going to begin to skyrocket. And sure enough, it did. And I'm glad I bought him when I did and didn't splurge for an insane amount of money on him. His hat, by the way, is right here. I just noticed that. Whose hand is this? Oh, this is Hammerhead's hand. I don't know why the frick Hammerhead's hand is gone. And then there's, I almost called her Cosca Reeves, Bo-Katan. You know, she looks pretty cool. And then, of course, Revenge of the Jedi, Boba Fett, who also has kind of the same helmet problem, but that's okay. This figure's amazing, by the way. This was actually, I honestly can't even remember. Was this one of my favorite figures of last year, or was it one of my runner-ups? Either way, it was on the list because I love this guy. There's a little droid over there, which I thought I was going to love. Did I say Revenge of the Jedi? You can tell I'm not a Star Wars guy. Despite all these figures, I'm not much of a Star Wars guy. Revenge of the Jedi. I do love Revenge of the Jedi. It's my favorite movie. I like the droid in practice, but like the actual figure is very flimsy. So he doesn't really stand, which sucks. And then, of course, Armor is in the corner there. She's pretty cool. And then, finally, the last Marvel Legends figure all the way down here for some reason is Shocker. He's doing a little bit of a Shocker pose. Quite a good figure. Quite a good figure. There's just random Fortnite stuff down here, like all the Fortnite accessories. I need to actually find a bag for them, but then we got my One Piece figures here. Of course, I gave my... Wow, looking at that Boba figure, you can tell he was always designed for toys. Oh, yeah. This is my freaking gimped up Luffy figure, who I do not like. This figure has disappointed me. It's probably one of my most disappointing figures I ever bought, just in terms of quality control. He's super, like, loosey-goosey, but I put Shanks' cape on him so he would look a little bit more intimidating, a little bit more up-to-date with the current story. And then, of course, you got your one-hand man, Shanks himself, who is actually quite a solid figure despite only having one arm and having this weird, like, floating piece. Genuinely a really solid figure. I'm worried he's going to loose up over time, not over the time. Actually, this is his sword right here. And speaking of over here, I'm just going to move these figures to the side for now. You can see all my Fortnite stuff that I need to clean. That's all my bath pieces and extra bits and all that. You can see almost a completed Zemnu in there. Almost. He just needs his legs. But I've been holding off on getting Arcade and Hood because they don't look very good in my opinion. And I kind of realized I was spending too much Legends when I started building that wave. But now I might have to just go back and commit to them. Maybe I'll find their piece, or I could just find the pieces on eBay maybe. Because they're probably very, very common pieces because those figures are kind of peg warmers. Oh, I've got Arcade. So, this is, I do this a lot. This is my sorter, my organizer. So we got hands, very unorganized. Oh, I can show you the She-Hulk hand, actually, now that we're here. Okay, so, this is going to be interesting. All right, so, this is the regular She-Hulk hand. This is the one this is what it's supposed to come with, right? You get 2 of these. My figure did not come with 2 of those. Well, it did, but it also didn't. So I'll show you what I got. Here it is. All right. Isn't that interesting? She's got like weird baby fingers. I can do a contrast and compare. Well, that's not great. Yeah, there you go. See that? It's almost like, and if you look at the hinge and stuff, it almost looks like they put way too much paint on there or something. Or they just, yeah, which is very disappointing, because I actually ordered this from GameStop. How many Infinity Gauntlets are in here? Well, you've actually got, like, the grasping Infinity Gauntlet hand, and then you've got, this is not the Infinity Gauntlet, this is just meant to be his other hand. And then I think that's it, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's, oh, wait, no, then there's this one, which is, you know, Endgame, when he doesn't have the stones. And then I think there's an Iron Man one in here. No, no, never mind. The Iron Man one isn't in here because it's actually on Tony right now. I think that's it, though. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, no, it would be on Thanos. Okay, so, yeah. There's a whole arm in there because that's for Reed Richards. Okay, so close that up. This one is just heads, and immediately this is the first thing that stuck out to me. Because there is actually one more Legends figure that I haven't shown you yet, comic-wise. It's the 12-inch Peter Parker, and he's giant. He's got his big-ass heads in here. All these heads, very, very cool. The weirdest one, though, has to probably be this one. You got a Tony neck piece, which is super weird, and his head is quite large. It's a very interesting figure. I was really excited for that 2-pack. Still a great 2-pack, though. Alright. So, this is accessories, mostly Legends and Black Series and all that. Mostly all that. It's for Falcon, I believe. Well, that's actually Transformers. I don't even know why that's in here. You got some like custom like food pieces that I ordered for Super Pals. Yeah, that's nice. Bloody shield. I think there should be actually a couple more shields. I guess not. I guess everyone has a shield now. Big ass chocolate bar. There's the blue Mjolnir. Very, very nice. Very cool. Hood pieces. We got one for Gwen. We've got one for Cap. Just a whole bunch of nonsense in here, honestly. Some of this stuff I couldn't even tell you. Oh, that's actually from Professor X. Yeah, that's Professor X. That's Groot. Alright, that's obviously from Red Skull. See? Yeah. Big ass gun comes from the was this from a standard trooper or what? I think this was either the clone trooper or the regular trooper. I'm pretty sure this is from the clone trooper though. This was oh shit. Actually, oh Otto, you just said I'm actually surprised you don't have any classified figures. So I actually do have one who I purely got for a custom. And I'm actually going to be getting maybe a couple more. I've always thought about it. I definitely think I might end up caving and getting that Timber 2-pack. I'm not a huge G.I. Joe guy. Never have been. The only reason why I even started collecting Marvel Legends was because I like the MCU. And that's about it. I didn't grow up on comic books or anything. G.I. Joe I had literally no attachment to. But who knows? The Timber 2-pack looks pretty good, and then I really want the Crocmaster and Fiona 2-pack when that comes out, if it's not already out, because I really like crocodiles or alligators. They're my favorite animals. Look at that. These are all my effects. Some of these work really well, and then some of these are just obnoxious and hard to put in here. Like this comes from Boba Fett. This comes from Hydra Stomper, and this is huge. This is cool because this is actually just a bigger version of the regular piece. It's kind of neat to see something retooled like that, but you can't, unfortunately the peg is too big, so you can't use them for normal figures, but it would be cool if you could. 2 separate lightning effects. You got this one, which is from Cap, and then this one, which is from Thor. I'm thinking of getting the Moon Knight figure when it comes out, whatever that is. Not a collector, just really been enjoying... what does that say? Just really been enjoying the show. Yeah, the figure looks great. I'm really excited for it. It's not going to come out for a while because we don't even know what the whole wave of figures is yet. In fact, I think it says it was going to come out next year, so we'll see about that, though. This is a cool effect piece from the Black Widow pack. And yes, there are more Legends figures. This is not even... I have an MCU shelf. It's actually in a different room for some reason. But I'm just showing you this first. Also, what was that comic I just missed? Not terribly much of a G.I. Joe fan either. I need Storm Shadow, Roadblock, and Snake Eyes for my Joe Cobra collection. That's cool. That's exciting. This is Cringe. This is Cringe, I guess. This is more Cringe. And this is NECA stuff. all my other NECA stuff. Cool. You guys want to see something gross? I heard from a friend that he got the Moon Knight figure was crappy. I don't know. I don't know though, because that friend has a lot of bad opinions. Well, if it's the new one, that figure hasn't released yet. I don't think anyone has that figure. I think one person got it. But if it's an old comic book one, I mean, comic book figures are weird because over time, a lot of them tend to just kind of shatter. So, yeah, I don't know. Also, if you're wondering why there's boxes down there, it's just because I'm too lazy to throw them out. That's my flight stand. It's kind of cool. It doesn't work the best. It's kind of cheap. I need a proper, like, action figure stand. Oscar Isaac probably has it. I think he showed it off, actually. I'm pretty sure he showed it off. It's funny you mentioned. All right. So let's move on from this beautiful little world. And let's move on to my crazy little Lego display here, including 12-inch Spidey. This guy is great. Problem is, his wrist is loose as hell, so the hand doesn't stay in. It's like, you can see how loose it is. Not great. So I need to find a solution to that. I've gotten some suggestions about like putting glue inside the wrist just to thicken it up a bit. I just haven't had the time to sit down and do that. And I got him on Christmas. Great Christmas figure. Have you thought about getting cloth wired capes for your cape figures? Yes, I have. I have, especially for Mando. Mando is definitely someone who needs it. Not a lot of other characters I would actually desperately need it for. Maybe some of them. I definitely think a character like Mysterio could benefit from one. Or a lot of the MCU characters, like this Wanda could probably use one pretty badly. Doctor Strange, definitely Doctor Strange. Actually, Moff Gideon too. Moff Gideon really needs one. But definitely, I think the figure who needs it the most has to be any of my Doctor Stranges. Those capes just are not good substitutes. By the way, here's a Super Pal set. It's in a pretty rough condition right now because that table keeps falling and it's super annoying. But everything else, and then I also haven't been able to film it in a while, so this is kind of the rest of my comic book figures. However, there's some weird stuff going on here. So Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, there's a Tony suit in the back, and then there's retro Spidey. But Tony is weird because he's using a Tony Stark head, but he's actually using the Obadiah Stane body. Not because it looked better on that, but because I wanted to make him look a little bit chunkier. I didn't want to make him look skinny. I wanted to make him look like he was kind of overweight. So that's why he's in that. And also Mjolnir. Yeah, I like this set. It's kind of like not very well thought out or like colorful, but I like it. It's meant to look kind of cheap. All right, moving over here, we've got freaking Korg body just thrown on the ground. And then I'm actually got to move some stuff really quick. I apologize, but there's actually some spoilers for a video I'm working on. I just want to get those out of the way. Okay, so there is the Falcon figure. What's the most important Avenger? Hawkeye. Well, I actually don't have a Hawkeye figure. This cap is pretty cool. He can't really do much, and that's kind of a shame, but he's a great figure nonetheless, and we need an upgraded version with nicer colors, I think, and better articulation. There's Vulture, the very, very big Vulture that Thatch got for me. Really, really like that guy. Captain Falcon. All right, so now you're going to see, so this is my MCU related shelf. So you're going to see some interesting things. There's a SpiderMan on every single shelf, and that is because Kasai sent me an extra upgrade suit SpiderMan. So that's why there are two here, and I'm probably going to end up getting a third one because I'm probably going to need a third one because there was that new Walmart variant with the alternate head and the better paint job. So I definitely need that. But the problem is, 1, 2, and I'm going to have a third one. So this is so I guess let's just start. Yeah, let's start from here. So this is my Children of Thanos kind of area. So you got two Thanoses. I like both of them. The actual Children of Thanos 5-pack. Incredible pack. I was so happy when it finally shipped. But then we just got Spider-Man. They're just chilling. And it's still a pretty great 5-pack. I mean, these figures are old and not up to par, really, but still great. This is sort of my what if / Disney Plus shelf, and I realize it is not going to hold very many characters, especially once the Infinity Ultron wave comes out, which I will be getting most of those figures, but you've got a good majority of them. Watcher's there, Hydra Stomper's there. Hydra Stomper is super cool. I just like how big and chunky he is. You got all the what if characters. You've got is that the normal John? Oh yeah. So that's U.S. Agent John, and that's actual John Walker in the front there. Zemo, Zombie Hunter. There's no real organization to any of this, just like my other shelves. Zombie Cap, Sylvie and Loki, Wanda, Falcon, Captain Carter, Mobius, White Vision's up in front because he was actually the most recent one that I actually got. The What If waves have been the Disney Plus waves have been pretty decent. I think the What If wave is really, really good. Funny that Watcher was a BAF for the second Disney Plus wave, that we have Infinity Ultron for the next one. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But this Watcher's great. He's huge, too, which is nice. He can't really do much, which is the big shame. But, oh well, at least he can just stand there and do what he does best, which just looks cool. Then we've got kind of the MCU Villain shelf, which is very... it's this one's pretty bad. This one's very jacked up, and it's not great. But you got Grandmaster back there, Taskmaster, who was actually my second Marvel Legends figure, by the way. Isn't that crazy? I almost called him MCU Venom. Freaking movie Venom back there. I guess he is an MCU Venom technically now. Jameson up in front doing karate hands for some reason. Movie Mobius. Jesus. Wait. What? Mysterio. Oh my god. That was really bad. I'm sorry, guys. That was horrible. Mysterio, not Mobius or Morbius. There's Ghost. Pretty great figure, honestly. And then another Spider-Man. This was actually Kasai's one that he sent me. This one is my original. See how he's covering up the chest? He's covering up the chest because the paint job on my first one was jacked up. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. I've never really had a problem with it for some reason, but it's great that Kasai ended up giving me his. So, thank you. This mean mother fricker. He's a great figure. If you're wondering where Obadiah Stane is, like I said, there's Obi's head and then Obi's actual bodies on the frickin' Tony Stark over there. There's Wenwu, just kind of shoved in the back there. I like Wenwu. He's fun. I don't know how relevant he's going to be from now on, but he's still pretty decent. And then there's Surtur, just in the very back. His sword is cutting into the hero shelf. He's huge. I still love that he's just beefy and massive. And then here we are, the actual MCU Hero Shelf. This one's a bit of a doozy. I'm not going to go over every one, but you can see there's a lot of stuff going on. There's 2 Doctor Stranges, Multiverse of Madness, and No Way Home. There's Luis in the very back, and Luke Cage, which is kind of crazy. There's Infinity War Cap in the back, and then there's Shang-Chi, the White Widow, which is still pretty great, honestly. There's Groot, Star-Lord, pretty great figure. And then, not my favorite figure, that Vision's pretty rough, actually. Korg, I'm going to be happy to put a new Korg up there with him pretty soon. Giant Man, he's pretty great. There's Stan Lee, of course, Endgame Cap. Wanda. There's Shang-Chi's sister, who I actually forgot the name of, so we're just going to call her Shang-Chi's sister. There's the new Thor, who's massive, by the way. Just a huge figure. Jesus Christ. I might as well answer that question while waiting. Do you prefer No Way Home Strange or Multiverse Man? Okay, so I actually really prefer this figure. It just moves a lot better, in my opinion. And the likeness is a million times better. But that's just my opinion. I know some people have differing opinions. I think this figure is so much better. There's Mark III Iron Man in the back there. There's a War Machine, which is not actually from anything. That's just concept art War Machine, the Endgame wave. And then Hologram Iron Man. the what's this? What's that look called? Reversed suit Spider-Man, the inaccurate one that's back there. Rescue, which is probably going to be replaced by an actual rescue very soon, by the upgraded rescue. And then, of course, upgrade suit Spidey and Stormbreaker Thor. That's pretty much everything. I mean, that is most of my Legends collection, which is kind of crazy. Oh, I guess there is one other Legends I didn't show you guys. That guy. That guy. Actually, so the upgraded rescue, so it's not actually upgraded. I should say that it actually... There we go. So it's not actually an upgraded rescue. It is the same figure with slightly different paint, and it comes in a 2-pack with Captain Marvel. So, yeah, it's been out on Amazon for a while. It's an Amazon exclusive. So if you want to grab it, I've been meaning to grab it for a while. It's dropped down in price pretty considerably, actually, over here in Canada. So I've been meaning to get it. It just hasn't been the top of my priority, but I'm going to get my hands on it soon because, A, I don't have the Captain Marvel because I'm not a huge Captain Marvel guy, but I'll buy a figure of her if it's in a 2-pack. Armor Wars will probably introduce a new Vision since he'll be coming back for that. I didn't know that, actually. That's actually interesting that you say that. But I have been talking for a while. I am quite tired, and I will probably end the stream. But I thank you, everyone, for stopping by, and it's been a fun time. Thank you, Otto, for joining. Thank you, Otto, for joining. We've got two toes here. That's weird to say. But thank you, everyone who's watching the stream, and you know what? Smash that mother freaking subscribe button. No, don't do that. But thank you for following me on my journey to, yeah, it was good talking to you again, Otto. It's been a while. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this episode, kind of Renzo's Junk. Stay tuned. I will end up probably doing an action figure-based video of just everything else in the future. Maybe. Not sitting on that, but we'll see. All right, bye, guys. It's your boy. Stinky. He's back at it again, and he's